Hi, today we're going to explore a little bit of movement. One of the things that we know with pain is that people do tend to protect and to stay still more. And we also know that as we start to move our bodies in really gentle ways, that people do start to feel better. It is a good idea to check with your doctor before starting any movement program to make sure that there aren't any movements that aren't advised for your condition. The other thing that's important to know is that our emotions are connected to our bodies. So if you have an intense emotional experience during a movement or a movement session, it's always okay to stop, and it can be a good idea to find somebody to talk to, either a trusted friend or a mental health counselor, to process that emotion. Let's begin. Go ahead and get comfortable in your chair. Placing your feet flat on the floor, placing your hands in your lap, and see if you can soften your shoulders. Sometimes it helps to push your shoulders down towards the ground for just a second and let them rebound into a more relaxed position. Take a moment to notice your breath and how it feels bringing breath into your body and allowing breath to leave your body. Some people notice movement in their belly. Some people notice movement in their chest or their shoulders. Where do you feel movement? Bring your attention to the sensation of breath coming in through your nostrils. How does that feel? And now take a moment to notice your body and notice if there's any spots that are particularly uncomfortable today. They tend to speak up a little louder than other places in our body. Now take a moment to look for a spot in your body that's comfortable. Some days that's easy to identify. And other days we have to be creative. We get to think about, is the tip of my nose comfortable today? Or perhaps my earlobe? Maybe it's my hair that feels comfortable today. Take a moment to scan your body for parts that are comfortable. And then focus in on one of those spots. Notice what it feels like to have comfort. And then imagine sharing the comfort from that part of your body with the part you identified earlier as uncomfortable. As we begin to explore movement, we want you to stay in as comfortable a range as possible. You might notice moments of small discomfort, but if you notice big pain, that's a sign that your body isn't ready for that movement yet. Let's begin. I'd like you to start with one hand and help yourself open and relax. Stretch and relax. And see if you can make that movement very smooth. Moving slowly and smoothly, we stretch our hand and relax our hand. Stretch your hand and relax your hand. Stretch, relax, and let it stay relaxed. And then switch to the other hand. Opening your fingers, stretching, and releasing. Open your hand, stretch your hand, and release. Finding a smooth, fluid movement and rhythm as you do this. And as you stretch and release your hands, we're going to incorporate some movement in our feet. See if you can go back to your original hand, and as you open your hand, flex your foot, and as you release your hand, release your foot. Open and flex, and release. Try the other side. Open, flex your foot, release both. Open and release. Open and release. You can switch back and forth between hands and feet, seeing how smooth and flowing you can make this movement, maybe matching it to your breath if that feels helpful. Maybe turning your palms upward to do this. And maybe instead of a flex, you make a fist. Just explore movement, coordinating your hands and your feet cross-laterally so that you have your opposite hand and your opposite foot moving at the same time. Hands up or hands down. Both are just fine. And then see if you can do both hands and both feet. Flex both hands and feet. Release both hands and feet. Flex and release. Flex and release. Take a moment to pause. So much of our healing in life and in movement comes in the pauses. Notice what your hands and your feet are feeling. Notice any feelings you have in your fingers or any feelings you have in your toes. Maybe notice your wrists and your ankles. Next, we're going to explore some movement in our arms and our legs. See if you can raise your arm and release, and raise your other arm and release. For some people, raise your arm might feel really good to go straight into the air. And for other people, what feels really available and helpful is to bring your arm up halfway. Do what feels right for you. One more on each side. Coming back to center. We're going to explore some leg movements before we combine them. See if you can flex your foot. We'll do one at a time. Or you can raise your leg off the floor. Or if you want to, you can raise your leg off the floor and allow your thigh to come off the chair. See what feels helpful and available for you today. Try that on each side. For some people, being at the front edge of the chair feels most helpful. For some people with this one, leaning back so you have a little bit of support behind you feels helpful. Let's combine our arms and our legs. We're going to move cross-laterally again, so we're raising our opposite arm with our opposite leg. Raising the arm and leg as high as it feels right for you today. Release your arm and your leg. Seeing how smooth you can make this movement, and then moving to the other side. explore the movement. Allow it to move slowly. Flowing like water. Doing movements that feel helpful and healing for your body today. Try one more with each side. And then see if you can do both arms and both legs at the same time. Keeping that smooth as possible. Moving both of your legs and both of your arms at the same time, however it feels helpful for you today. Some people find it a little easier if their legs are further apart, almost like a seated jumping jack. Some people prefer to have the legs forward and the hips aligned. And then come to resting. Place your palms down and your feet on the floor. Take a moment to breathe and notice what you're feeling in your arms and your shoulders, your legs, your knees, your hips. We're going to start to warm up our spine. From the same seated position, we're going to move our arms, hands over our heart. And as we do this, you'll notice we're going to go out and in. And as I bring my hands in, I like to switch which hand is on top with each motion. Open your arms. Maybe letting your spine arch if that's available for you today. Maybe looking up at the ceiling. And then as you bring your arms in, bring yourself, gather some compassion and gratitude for your body. Open your arms, bringing back compassion and gratitude. Open. Gratitude. Some people like to say thank you here as they appreciate the movements their body's allowing them to do today. Try one more. Bringing your hands back to your heart. Hold right there for a moment, maybe a breath or two. And then let your hands come back to your lap, palms down, feet on the floor. Notice what your spine is feeling. Another way that we can move our spine is in a twisting motion. When we start that, I'd like you to turn your head one direction, just as far as your neck and eyes want to go. Slowly come back to center. Turn your head and neck in another direction. Slowly coming back to center. And then you can drop an arm or reach it behind you if that feels available. You can turn your head and neck, allowing your arm that's behind you, and if you're on a bed or a couch, sometimes behind you here helps too. Allowing your spine to twist just to a spot that it feels warmed up, or a gentle twist. We're not trying to push ourselves. And then come back to center. And the other way. And come back to center and notice what you're feeling. You can do that again, and you can let your head follow your twist. Or sometimes it's interesting to let your head go another direction. Keeping the movements as flowing as possible again. Coming back to center. Take a breath. Allow it to leave your body slowly. Notice your palms on your lap, your feet on the floor. We've twisted, we've arched this direction. Let's take a moment to raise our arms and arch our spine forward. Coming back and forward. Some people might feel like it helps to arch your spine, leaning your hips forward, resting on the floor. Some people prefer the support right here, letting their thighs support them. Check in with your body. See what feels helpful for you today. Every day is different with our bodies. Then bring your arms back down, coming to your lap. Another way that we can warm up and move our spine is to side bend. There's a couple different ways to do this, so see which adaptation works for you. Sometimes it's helpful to raise one arm over your head and move your spine to the side, and then bring that arm back down. And some people find it helpful to just drop this arm. I'm going to bend that way. Drop that arm, bending my body that direction, and then coming back to center. When we do raise our arm over our head, I didn't have anything right here to hold on to, so I'm going to scooch on my chair. It can be helpful to support the side of our body we're leaning towards, to stretch our spine. And if we're doing the drop, it's usually helpful to let this hand dangle, raising this shoulder and getting a stretch on this side of the body and bending the spine. Do a couple of more of those, one on each side. And then come back to center, checking in with your body, checking in with your spine. Notice your breath. Notice your heart rate. I want to show you a movement that moves your spine in all directions. You can watch it first and see if this is available for you today, or if it's better for you to just watch today. I come to the edge of my chair for this one. I'm going to put my hands and palms right there on my lap. And I'm going to arch my back backwards, send it to the side, arch my back forward, and send it to the other side. Almost as if I'm carving my way around a hula hoop with my spine, trying to keep my shoulders and hips stacked over each other. So if that feels available to you, you can try arching your spine, side spine, back spine, other side spine, forward, and then the other direction. So we'll start forward again, side spine, arching forward, other side, arch, lean forward, and then come to center. The last big movement that might be helpful is that a lot of us store our attention here maybe a little bit back here. I'm going to show you something, and again, watch first and see if this feels available to you today. This is one that I don't recommend for people who might have headaches that are triggered by movements in their neck area. This is called a jaw release. So we're going to clasp our hands together in front of us. And I'm going to take a breath in. And as I breathe out, I'm going to see if I can relax my jaw and my neck, but I'm going to tighten my hands in front of me. And as my jaw is released, I'm just going to shake my hands and allow whatever happens to my face and neck happen. And as I do that, I'm also going to say, ah. Ready? Ah. Check in with your body. See if that feels available to you today. And if so, join me for a jaw release. Breathing in, softening shoulders and jaw, tightening right here. And as you breathe out, and then release your hands back to your lap. Notice your body and notice how it feels. You might notice after that one sensations in your fingers. You might notice sensations in your shoulders. You might notice some sensations in your neck, your throat, or your jaw. It's time for us to show our body our appreciation and gratitude for what we did today. If you have some eyewear on like I do, I invite you to take it off and set it somewhere safe. And if you're forward on your chair like I am right now, feel free to scoot yourself back so you have a little bit of a backrest for this next part. Or if you're on a bed or a couch, leaning back against the couch or leaning up against a wall. All right, we're going to take our hands like this and we're going to rub them. So rub your hands together. Notice some warmth, and then bring them up to your eyes, palms over your eyes. Take 2 to 3 breaths with your palms over your eyes. And just notice the warmth of your palms against your face. We're slowly going to massage our face. So bringing your fingertips to your forehead. Make some small circles on your forehead. Coming down over the nose and across the cheekbones. Gently over the temples. And then notice your jaw and see if you can massage your jaw. You may have worked it out today, or you may have watched me work it out today. Coming back up over your ears. Come behind your neck, and you're going to start your fingers here at the base of your skull. And press down. A couple times if that feels helpful for you. Maybe 3. And then if this feels available, gently support your elbow. For some people, their hands will reach up here. For some people, it's an arm massage. But I invite you, however it feels helpful for you, to massage your shoulders, your upper arms, or your forearms. And supporting this arm so that as it's massaging, you're not having to hold tension in the opposite shoulder. And then take a moment to gently massage each hand. Maybe giving each finger a squeeze. Because you did work out your hands today. Go ahead and bring your hands back to your lap. And we'll start much the way we did at the beginning. Breathing in and out through your nose if that's available. And let your mind wander through your body, looking for signs of comfort or discomfort. Noticing anything that feels a little bit uncomfortable right now. See if you can share parts that feel comfortable. Can you share sensations of comfort with your discomfort? Sometimes we can use our breath to breathe into parts of us that are uncomfortable. Thank you so much for joining me today for this movement. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.